Amandla. Amandla. Viva ANC, viva. Viva COSATU, viva. Viva SACP, viva. Viva Sanko, viva. Malibongwe. Igama lamakhosikazi. Roar, young lions, roar. Roar, young lions, roar. Ivugile, isanko ivugile. Mandla. Forward with the Veterans League, forward. Comrade Deputy President Paul Mashatile, Comrade National Chairperson SG, First Deputy SG, Treasurer General of the ANC, the leadership of the AC in the National Executive Committee, Comrade Panyaza Lisufi, the chair of our province here in Gauteng, members of MK, Liberation War Veterans, Alliance partners and leaders, Comrade Blade, Comrade Soli, Comrade Leading Sanko, members of the Mass Democratic Movement, Baruti Kaufela, fellow South Africans, Dumelang, Dimasiari, Abshin, Sanbonan, Molweni nonke, Lochani, ke leboha monyetla ona e ko fumaneng wa hore ke be puo ya mokgatlo wa setjhaba African National Congress ka tsatsi lena le re sebisanang hantle ka manifesto ya rona ya 2019 ho bontsha hore ka ba ntho tseo tse re ileng re tla di etsa re le mokgatlo wa setjhaba ana re fihlile kae ho di phetha re etsa mosebetsi ona hobane re qala ho sebetsa ka tsela e ntjha ya hore re se ke ra etsa manifesto fela moyeng re ha re etsa manifesto ona o re tla o etsang ha re ya dikgethong tsa selemo se tlang re be re o beha hodimo ha mesebetsi e re entseng ho latelana ka manifesto wa nako e fetileng senza lokhu ngokuba sifuna ukuthi sibone ukuthi sifike phi na ngemisebenzi yethu ukuthi abantu bazokwazi ukuthi mabayijonga i-ANC xa beyivotela bazi ukuthi iyenze emiphi imisebenzi ifike kuphi na ihluleke kuphi na isayenza emiphi eminye imisebenzi ke ka lebaka leo re itseng ha re be le report back ena report back ya ho beha tlaleho ya rona pela setjhaba ho dikgwedi tsena tse latelang tse pedi re tla ba re ya hodimo lefatshe hohle mo ANC e leng teng ho etsetsa hore re buisana le batho ba heso bona le bona ba fumane monyetla wa hore ba re hlalosetse hore ana ba di bona jwang mo ho sa setjetswang hantle teng ke hokae ba re hlalosetse mo ho sebeditsweng hantle le teng ba ke ba re bontshe. So we will be going into our cities, our towns, our villages, Yes, our factories, our farms, and places of work. This is a process through which we are going to listen. This is in accordance with the mandate we were given. Yesterday, we were doing a preview of this process. And as we were looking at the past 5 years, somebody said, no, Mr. President, you should not look at the 5 years only. You should look at the 30 years of ANC government. Hore re shebe nako e kaofela ukuthi i-ANC kule minyaka e-30 edlulile iyenze emiphi imisebenzi na. Wathi mawubheka nje i-5 years awunokwazi ukubona kahle. Ungekoti kusilanguta kahle. Kufanele ku ri loko ulanguta 30 years hinkwayo. So ita ku loko yi vulavula hi swona leswi mitiro ya hulumeni wa hina hi ta pfa hi teka 30 years hi tlhe hi teka na 5 years hi vonisana ku ri hi fike kwihi na. Hi ku hi 1994 vanhu va hina va la South Africa va te va lava ANC va yona leyi nga endla mitiro ya ku ri South Africa i cinca. Loko va yi languta vanhu va vona ku ri ntiyiso. The South Africa we live in today is very different from the South Africa we all lived in 1994. Everybody agrees. Ba sa boneng ke difofu. Ba sa utlwing abana ditsebe. Ba sa buing ka yona abana melomo. Wa etsahala hore le maleme a bona a kgaotswe. Empa ke nnete e sa feding eno ya hore mmuso wa ANC o tloha ka 1994 o entse mesebetsi e mengata. La ho na le mathata. Re shebane le mathata nako e re phelang ho yona jwale. Mathata a rona a mang a hlaha teng ho dilemo tseno tsa 30 years. But right now, this government, working together with our people, developed a constitution, developed policies, laws, and programs that seek to unite and build a better life for all South Africans in all diversities. Today, millions of people have houses. People have electricity, and we will talk about that. They have water. The most basic needs that our people never had in the past, they now have. The commitments that we made in 2019 revolved around 7 issues. The first one was that we will transform our economy to serve our people. The second was that we would advance social transformation. The third was that we will build safer communities. And the fourth was that we would fight corruption and promote integrity. The sixth one was that we would strengthen government and public institutions. And the sixth one, the earlier one was the fifth one. The sixth one was we would build unity and embrace diversity. And the seventh one was to build a better Africa and a better world. As we present this review, we say that we want to be as transparent as possible. We want to be as open, yes, Comrade Blade Zimande, as possible. Where we have made mistakes, we want to be able to admit those. As in the next 2 months, we go all over and talk about the work that we have done. There's no other political party that embarks on a consultation process like we do We do not impose a manifesto on our people. The manifesto ta hina hinkwatu ti endliwa hi vanhu va ka hina. I vona vanhu va bulaka ku ri va lava ku ri manifesto i vukeka njhani na. We therefore invite you to come forward during the process of this month to give us the views that you have. Our hope is that this review will critically discuss our successes, and where we've made mistakes, we will do so. Now, when it comes to the transformation of the economy, the ANC made the commitment in 2019 to transform our economy along a developmental path and to create jobs, but to make sure that those jobs are decent. Shortly after we made that commitment, shortly after those elections, shortly after we made that commitment, the world experienced one of the most devastating periods in history. COVID-19 descended on us. We also lost 100,000 people and lost 2 million jobs in a space of just 15 to 18 months. We also experienced the violence that we went through in Gauteng and KZN, when more than 350 people died. Just as we thought we were emerging from that, then we had the floods that devastated our economy, and then we had, now of late, the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Over the past 4 years, the ANC government, working together with labor, business, and others, have been seeking to build our economy so that it serves the people of South Africa, and government itself, in response to COVID, had to take action. It had to come up with a stimulus that had never been seen before in the history of our country, where we made 200 billion rand available to address the many challenges that businesses and workers were going through. We supported workers. Yes, we also found that we needed to support the unemployed, and that is why we introduced the 350 grant that we are now giving to 10 million people. This was in response to the needs that our people had. Today, many of our people say they want the 350 to be increased, but that it must continue. We hear our people. We have listened to that very intently. We have also had to expand the social grant system in our country, and as a result, 18 million people get their social grants, and on top of that, 10 million people get the 350, meaning that we've almost got 28 million people who the government continues to support. I know of no government on our continent that supports its citizens in the way that the South African government does. Ahuna mmuso ko tsebang o etsang twena. A re shapele mmuso wa rona matsoho ka bana o yo mong o etsang ntwe tjena. On top of that, We then, as government, as we knew that the economy was in dire straits, had to create a public employment process that in the end created job opportunities for 1.2 million people, especially women and youth, and this is in addition to the CWP programs and the EPWTP. Here in Gauteng, today we are proud that we have a program which the Gauteng government has introduced, which is called Nasispani. As we continue with creating 6,000 jobs every month, we hope that we will be able to spread it to other parts of the country. Hore le bona na bone ba ite Nasispani mushumo koyu ore bangwe batho na bone ba kono wana mishumo ngauri batho ba hashu abanayo mishumo nga hetshi tshifhinga tshine ra vha khatsho. Zwi a ṱoḓea uri muvhuso u vhe wone une wa ḓo sumbedza na vhoramabindu uri mishumo i fanele uri i fhaṱiwe hani. Okuthokozayo ukuthi imisebenzi eminingi le eyanikwa abantu 1.2 million, iminingi yayo beyimisebenzi yabomama nabantu abasha. And we applaud our government for creating those job opportunities for women and young people. So when we look at that priority, faced with COVID, faced with the floods, faced with the Ukraine-Russia war, faced with the unrest that we went through, all of these things had an impact on our economy. We are not making excuses, but that is the reality that we had to face. And it is a reality that we are working our way through. It's a reality that we are addressing to make sure that indeed the priority that we set out and the commitment that we set out in 2019, which had 102 commitments, 86 of those are being worked on, they are in process, including Libonasi, Spani, and all that. And some have been concluded. During the consultation process, we will want to listen to those areas that need to be strengthened. We will want to listen to those areas where you believe we could have done better. And already, from a COSATU point of view, from a Youth League point of view, and from a Women's League point of view, we can already hear that they want us to do better. And better we shall, because the African National Congress is about improving the lives of our people. So we are promoting investments. We are inviting investors to come to our country. The reason why we are part of BRICS is also to make sure we bring those countries nearer so that they can bring investments here, because we can trade with them better. They can invest here and we can create more and more jobs. We launched an investment program and we were able to raise 1.5 trillion rand. The 1.5 trillion rand is creating jobs throughout our country in many, many ways. So that priority, which had 102 commitments, is being worked on, and we intend to ensure that it is fulfilled. As part of that, there is a process of supporting small, medium enterprises. There's a process of supporting township economies. yes, there's a process of empowering the women of our country so that bomme ba kgone ho fumana monyetla wa ho ba le di-businesses tsa bona. That is why we set aside 40% ya procurement ya mmuso hore iye ho bomme. That is why re batla hore bomme ba kene di-businessing ba support-we ke mmuso. Hi lava ku ri ba mhani ba hina na bona ba nghena ka swilo swa business va endla ku ri vutomi bya bona byi humela mahlweni. Forward with women's empowerment, forward. Forward le bomme ha ba etsa business, forward. The ANC government remains committed to changing the ownership in our economy to be more focused on black people. We are proceeding with the Expropriation Act as well, so that land can be made available to the people of our country. That act is being piloted through the National Council of Provinces. Yes, we also committed that we would grapple with the question of load shedding, because load shedding has a negative impact on the economy of our country. Load shedding re tla iqeda, e tla fela. Re batla hore load shedding e fele, re ha re ya dikgethong ebe e fedile load shedding kaofela yona. Le mathata ana a re nang le ona, lobunzima esinabo lapha eSoweto, lapha eJohannesburg nakwamanye amalokishi, lapho ama-transformer angasekho, lapha eGauteng sesizwile uComrade Panyapanya uPremier uthi uzowathola ama-transformer ayofakwa kuzo zonke indawo lapho ama-transformer abhidlike khona. Siyakubonga lokho. We want our provinces. Yesterday I was meeting with our provinces. Ngithi kubo, take initiatives. Embark on initiatives. iGauteng has embarked on a number of initiatives, and we support them as the national government. And we will be able to give them maximum help and support. Sifuna ukuthi, yes, they must get those transformers. Kube nombani eSoweto, kube nombani kwamalokishi ethu. The location is 30. Dintse diri kuna le 3 to 4 years. Basna motlakase. Re motlakase ha o khutle. Ka bane bona ba ntse ba safara under load shedding, ba safara hape le ka di transformer. So that, comrades, falls under the work we must do under priority number 1, which has 102 commitments. And so we want all those economic issues to be properly addressed. Now we come to those others, that's social transformation. We have done considerable work when it comes to social transformation. Hari Sheba from 1994, Fumana Iindaba, o ahile dintlo se fetang 3.5 million. O di neha batho ba haeso. Re tswella pele le social housing. Just in the past 4 years, we've built a lot of social housing units. We continue to give our people land to build their own houses. and we also continue with RDP. This is a program we will not abandon. Kaobane thusa batho. Mo re tsamayang teng, re tlhola re fumana batho bomme bonkgono ba sokang ba ba le dintlo, re ba neya dintlo. A hona mmuso o tshwanang le ona wa South Africa o nkang ntlo e go fe yona mahala. E re nka ntlo ke ena, a gona le tiki kapo le peni kapo ranta e o e patalang, re o fa yona o sa patala letho. Jwale mo ke tsamayang teng, ke na le ho kopana le batho ba lebohe. Mme o mong Freistata o ile a fiwa ntlo, a ba re president ke a leboha ntlo e le mphileng yona. Jwale a ke na monna, le ka mfumanela monna na gore a tlo dula le nna moo. Ka be ke re ha mme eo e tla ntlhola ka nnete. Ntho tse ngata ke a kgona ho di etsa, ena ya hore ke lo batlela monna tje ya nhlola. Jwale ke ka tsela e mmuso wa rona o thusang batho ka yona. A ke tsebe maybe national chairperson wa rona ena a ka ba le bokgoni ba ho fumanela batho banna, nna ka nnete ya nhlola. That just shows the joy that those people who get houses. When it comes to electricity, in 1994, only 36% of our people had access to electricity. Kajekulena is 92%. Bana le motlakase. Bana le motlakase. Le mahaeng in the rural areas. Ba fumane motlakase le bona. Jwale on social transformation, bana ba kenang skolo, re ile ra re ha re kenang mmusong, abantwana bebengena isikolo bebe inani eliphansi kakhulu. Manje namhlanje sinabantwana about almost 12 million abangena isikolo basic education, and 9 million yabo bayadla every day esikolweni. Asikaze siyibone into enjalo bengayenzeki la eSouth Africa. That's why abantu bathi no, uma sibuka sibheke 30 years, kodwa noma sibheka kule 5 years sesiqale iprogram yokuthi abantwana bathole 2 meals a day, ekseni nasemini. Lokho kuzoya kuyenzeka ezikolweni eziningi. So that is part of implementing our social commitments. We have increased the number of young people who are in higher education, who are getting NSFAS. When we started off, the number was much lower. Just in the past 4 years, the number has risen from 480,000 to 770,000. Comrade Blade Nzimande's Minister of Higher Education was telling me the other day that we now spend 48 billion rand on supporting young people who are at university. Colin Machila, we teleche botse. We kwebotse ikene ka ditsebe tsa hao, iska tswa ka tsebe nngwe. Hore bao ba youth league bao ba emetseng ba fumana thuso e feletseng e tlhagang mmusong. Yes, of course, there are a number of issues that we want the young people, as represented and led by the Youth League, to raise with us. When it comes to health care, our country now provides more than 50 million South Africans who do not have access to private insurance with public health care. In the course of time, We have built many hospitals. We have built many clinics. We have built a number of health facilities. And we are continuing to go and build a medical university as well, another one to train our doctors. And we have built 2 brand new universities, and we are going to build 2 more as we go on. Now, these are some of the commitments we made, and we are in progress of going to build those facilities. Yes, ekurhuleni itlaba le University of Technology ayona. Ba ile ba ikopa ra re yes, itlo agiwa university eo. When it comes to health, because we want our people to have access to quality health care, the National Health Insurance Bill is currently being piloted through the NCOP. The Alliance has been insisting that we must have a national health insurance, and we are going to have national health insurance. Barata kapa barati, national health insurance itabating. Bazifuna kana basazifuni idoba hone national health insurance. We proceed to do all these things because we believe that our people are entitled to a better life. We will continue to issue title deeds. We will continue to make sure that all our people who are entitled to good health care will continue getting that health care. Yes, there are still some people who are suffering under bad sanitation. We continue to raise the issue of eradicating the indignities of bucket toilets, and we are going to be able to eliminate those. Fighting corruption and promoting integrity is one of the commitments that we made. We have embarked on a wide range of measures that were recommended by the State Capture Commission, and we are going to implement the commitments that we have made or the recommendations that have been made. We will continue to fight corruption. It is refreshing to hear young people standing here, as the president of the ANC Youth League said, that they insist that the ANC must fight corruption, even amongst ourselves. It is refreshing also to hear the Veterans League repeating exactly the same thing. So there is a generational commitment to fight corruption, and this is precisely what we will be doing as we move on. Yes, we will continue to conduct lifestyle audits at provincial and at national level to ensure that we manage the issue of corruption a lot better. Corruption is a scourge that we need to get rid of. The other clear commitment we made is about fighting crime. Our people have said that criminality continues to be a #1 priority, and they want us to fight criminality. As we do the review, we would want, yes, that we should focus on what has been done. What we have been doing is to strengthen our ability to fight crime. And as time goes on, and shortly so, we are going to see the real results of this renewed commitment. In the last 2 sonas, I announced that we will be employing thousands of police to join the ranks of the police to fight criminals. We have now employed 20,000, with more to come. Today we were commemorating those police, 34 of them who were killed in the line of duty in Pretoria in the past year. But I also had occasion to interact with the families of those who have passed on, and I conveyed our nation's condolences to those families. I also had a moment to talk to those who are being trained at the moment. 3,000 or 4,000 of them were there. And I insisted that when they finish their training in a few months, we want them to join the ranks of those who are going to be fighting crime. And with the interventions that are being made now, such as Sinela, we have been arresting tens of thousands of people. And yes, Gauteng is going through a very difficult period of zamazamas, the illegal mining. We are going to tackle that problem. We will make sure that we rid this province of the zamazamas and illegal mining. We are going to work together with our security forces to make sure that we address this problem. Yes, as a province, and indeed many other parts of our country, we continue to have foreign nationals who do not have documents. Recently, a program has been started to examine who among the foreign nationals does not have documents, and a number of them are being arrested. And those who do not have permits to be in South Africa better know from now that South Africans want this country to be occupied by people who have documents or who are citizens of our country. That is something that they should know. So, comrades, our commitment to making sure that our people have a better life also involves addressing the issue of gender-based violence. Gender-based violence is a scourge. As the president of the ANC Women's League, Comrade Sisisi, said, it is a scourge that we must address in our country because it affects every community. It touches the lives of most families. And it is a scourge that leads to high levels of crime, particularly crimes against women and children. We are committed, as we did commit in our 2019 manifesto, that there are quite a number of interventions which we are going to embark upon to address the issue of gender-based violence. We have implemented quite a number of the things that we committed to. For instance, we said we must pass laws that are going to make our ability to deal with gender-based violence much, much easier. We passed laws that are going to make it difficult for those who rape and kill women not to get bail whatsoever. In fact, we are saying, once you touch a woman, once you rape or kill a woman, you should not get bail. Baukwalle chankaneng. Kabane how etsa ntho e jwalo. Koro phofolo. Ase wena motho. Awa tlameha hore o phele hara batho. We have also gone ahead to spread more and more centers around the country so that our women and our children who feel fearful, who are being abused, must go to those Kusela centers. So, to Tuzela centers rather. We are going ahead to spread them. A few days ago, I was in Gqeberha, where we were opening a DNA center. Before that, we had up to 90-something thousand samples of DNA that had not been processed. They have now all been eliminated. They have all been processed because we now have a new DNA center in the Eastern Cape, yes, and in other parts of the country as well. Our seriousness to fight gender-based violence is at a high level, and we will continue to work with the women of our country to make sure that indeed we do address the issue of gender-based violence. We continue to ensure that we strengthen the security cluster. Recently, we had committed that we would have an effective border surveillance process. We have set up a border management agency. That was one of those commitments that was made even in ANC conferences. We now have one. We are moving forward. It is now operational. I will be going with Comrade Mutsaledi to go and launch it. We do so to ensure that we stop inward migration that is not permitted in our country and to increase the security of our borders and deal with illegal migration, but also to deal with illegal flow of goods across the borders. Our ultimate aim is to see a sustained reduction in violence amongst our people, sustained reduction of criminality, sustained reduction of violence against women, and this we will be doing as we improve our criminal justice system. One of the priorities we set out was to strengthen our government. We are proceeding to strengthen government and make sure that our civil servants work for the people of our country and do so in a manner where they are committed. And we are also strengthening state institutions. Yes, Comrade Blade, including state-owned enterprises. Our state-owned enterprises have not been functioning as well as they should, but we are strengthening them. And this is in line with the commitment that we made that we will strengthen our state-owned enterprises. That is a commitment that we have made. Yes, we are rebuilding and renewing the capable and developmental state. We are reorganizing the way government interacts with our people, and we are strengthening the district development model. We continue also to promote participatory democracy. Sibamba imbizo endaweni eziningi kwenzela ukuthi abantu bethu bakwazi ukuthola ithuba lokukhuluma nohulumeni wabo. Konke lokhu sikwenza ukuthi uhulumeni akwazi ukusebenza ngendlela efanele. Chingwe cherari ridochita lichauri ribe bathu bano chira zwavhuḓi ri roṱhe fhano Afrika Tshipembe. Ribe bathu vho vhumbanaho nga nḓila yo fanelaho. Hu songo tsha dovha havha na zwithu zwe zwa vha zwi hone nga fhasi ha mivhuso heiḽani yo fhiraho. Ri etsetsa hore ntho tsane tse ne di etsahala kgale tsa hore re shebane re le dinqeng tse ngata tse fapaneng di ska hlola di be teng re be batho ba le bang ba kopaneng ba tshwaraneng ntho e nngwe e ntle e rileng ra etsa ko ho etsa leleme lena la batho bao ba either ba sa boneng hantle kapa ba sa tsebeng ho bua ba re kgone hore le etsa hore le be official ke sign language re entse ntho eno ya ba e ba leleme la bo 12 naheng ena ya rona ke ntho e re le motlotlo ka yona re motlotlo ka ntho eno ka hobane ke yona e ahang setjhaba ya ho qetela ile ya ba yena le ya kuri Afrika Dzonga na Afrika hinkwayo hi kota ku ri hi tirhisana kahle to build a better Africa and a better world. South Africa has moved from being a pariah state prior to 1994 to being respected on our continent in the world. And the key pillars of that is that our foreign policy is very much in line with what was set out in the Freedom Charter. We participate in various international forums that continue to place our country in a very high position. What we had just a week ago or so in bringing so many countries of the world to our country was good testimony to the implementation of our priority and the commitments that we made. We have seen how we are implementing even that priority. So, comrades and compatriots, our task, having just set out the highlights of what the ANC government has done over the past 4 years, but more cumulatively over the past 30 years, is that we've been a government that has sought to improve the lives of our people. There are challenges that we face. Local government and service delivery is one of the big challenges that we are facing. But these are challenges that we are addressing. We are continuing to come up with initiatives that are going to improve the way our local government works. These are processes that are underway. We committed that we will improve the way government works, and we are doing precisely that. Working together with various state institutions, working together with the Auditor General, we are in the process of improving our municipalities. Le bao ba leng bo masepala ba rona ba hohelang thoko re ba tsebisa hantle hore ha le dula le hohela thoko le etsa dintho tse tswileng tseleng ke lona ba tla ntshiwang hona mono mo le leng teng ka hobane re kgathetse ka ba le bo masepala ba sa sebetseng ka tsela e nepahetseng re kgathetse ho ba le batho ba sebeletsang mmuso ba sa etse mesebetsi e ba tlameileng hore ba etse ba sebeletse setjhaba. So ntho tseno kaofela e tiimisele kore so hinkwaswo leswi swi lunghisiwa hi lava ku ri loko hi nghena ka period leyi ya 2 months loko hi languta manifesto wa hina hi endla ku ri hi lungisela manifesto lowu taku wa 2024 hi va hi tiva kahle ku ri hi endle yini na hi 2019 kusukela hi 2019 mari kahle hi fanele ku ri hi languta ndzhaku hi languta ku ri kusukela hi 1994 hi endle yini na hi ku ANC yona ya vonisa hi ntiyiso ku ri i timisele ku ri i tirhela vanhu va ka hina and jwale ha ke qetella ke re tla ya dikgethong ka morago ha o etsa review ena re batla hore review ena e etsiwe hantle re ha re lo drafta manifesto e ntjha re be re draftela on top of what we know we have done. Many people keep spreading this false narrative that the ANC has done nothing. Our people know what the ANC has done. They are the ones who have seen the work of the ANC. They are the ones who see the work that is in progress. They see what has already been achieved. And they know that South Africa is a better place than it was when we were under apartheid. And this is where Nelson Mandela's words come in. And he said, our journey to a better life will go through processes of climbing hills and reaching the top of hills and looking around at the vista, but also know that we still have many more hills to climb. And when we climb hills, we reach the top, we have to go down and start the process of climbing again. So if we draw lessons from what Utatu Madiba said, then we know that our journey is a journey that is well set out. It is a journey that we must embark upon as the African National Congress. It is a journey that is going to lead us to victory. Today, I am elated to hear our alliance partners making a commitment in public that they are going to campaign for a victory of the African National Congress. I am elated to hear the General Secretary of COSATU saying their CEC decided that workers are going to vote for the ANC. I'm elated to hear the chairperson of the Communist Party saying that Amakomanis are going to be in the villages, in the townships, campaigning for the ANC. I am glad to hear Sanko saying, yes, Abahlali, they are not going to be rallying behind any other party other than the ANC. And they are going to be campaigning for the victory of the African National Congress. Abo Mama, obviously, they are going to be leading the charge, as they have done in the past, to ensure an ANC victory. But laba ba tsama hohle ba apere di blouse tsa bona tse ntle ba kena metsi ka metsi ba etsetsa hore ba campaignele ANC. Jwale Youth League is tsohile. The Youth League is now revived. We expect the Youth League to go all out to make sure that they get young people to come and register and vote for the ANC. Ke re ho lona, Comrade Colin, focus on what you can do best to make sure that young people, one, do register, and make sure that young people, yes, do take up issues that affect them, but in the end, that young people do vote for the African National Congress. The victory of the ANC in this election, Comrade Colin, is in your hands. You, as the Youth League, are supposed to be the foot soldiers to make sure that the African National Congress gains a victory. I join Comrade Panyaza in saying we are not working for a coalition. We are working for an outright victory. Bao ba nahanang hore ANC tla kena coalition ba lora. Bao ba nahanang hore ho na le di screenshot kapa di what shot a di no sebetsa. Batho ba rona ba batla ANC fela. Ba tla bona musi. Jwale ha o batla bona musi tswella pele le ditoro tsa hao. ANC is going to emerge victorious. But baskana nano runa re alora. Arilore runa. Re asebetsa. Amandla. Amandla. Forward to victory, forward. I win the ANC, I win it. Amandla. Yalebu.
Ukongolo sungo wetu siyavuma, umo wetu ngempela siyavuma, umbutho wetu somkhulu siyavuma, sithi ANC.